Well, hello everybody. Well, welcome to today's portfolio update. So, this is a special portfolio update, as if you can't tell on the thumbnail. So, in this video, I'll break down the portfolio, show you the moves that I made yesterday that had the effect today, and some of the moves today, share some of the posts from Twitter, and give the shout outs at the very end. All right, so today we had a $19,000 day today. So, we are up to $191,148.87 today. So Tesla had an incredible earnings, and because of the Tesla calls that we had in the portfolios, I mean, it was great. It was great. So let's start off with the traditional IRA. It went up by 15.5% today, almost $1,000 in one day. So a $6,000 portfolio turned into $7,000 in one day. Year to date, we're up 83% now, and all time as well, going back to April 11th of this year. So in this one, I sold the TSLL calls in pretty nice profit. So as you can tell here, we bought the calls for $1,000. Woke up this morning, we were $700 in profit. So I closed them, and immediately after closing them, to take the risk off the table, since it was calls on a leveraged instrument, I took profits and I immediately bought the shares of TSLL, and so that way we still have that exposure to Tesla in a leveraged way in this portfolio, while holding the rest of the contracts in the other portfolios. Now, some new entrants you'll see here is I bought a 2027 call on Rocket Lab. So this contract, this call option has a very, very long expiration date. It's way far out into the future, and it is in the money because I'm becoming more and more bullish. Like as the date of Neutron's launch comes closer and closer, the moment that sucker is launched, and if it's a successful launch, I mean, this stock is going to start getting, it's going to get bullish. I think this stock is going to be the next one to run. Let's see here. Okay, so let's go to the next. So this one is the one holding the Tesla calls. A 27.5% day today. This portfolio this morning was at 19,000 today, and now it's at 24,000. So an incredible day today. Year to date, we're up 80% year to date, and all time as well, going back to December 22nd of last year. And in this account, I don't believe I made any changes. So this one, this is the current equity. We can go to today's percent change, and look at that. Ignore the Celsius call. It's 111% off of like $1 or something, so it doesn't really matter. But look at the Tesla call. Went up by 80% today. I mean, Tesla looks like it closed on one of its highest percentage gains, I think, since they went public. This is just it's just unheard of for Tesla to be at 212 just a day ago. I mean, come on. Now, I should have brought it up in the beginning too. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment, if you're enjoying the content. But yeah, Dallas Matthew, he did leave a comment for as far as feedback, to kind of talk a little bit about why I chose this specific strike, this specific date. So I can talk about it here actually. So the reason I chose this specific date is because I wanted to go out as far into the future as I possibly could, but then intersect that with as high of liquidity as I could find. So I want a contract that's going to have a lot of open interest, a lot of open interest, and what's the other term? Volume. volume and open interest. So I started off with January 1st. I was like, okay, I want to buy some calls all the way up to 2027. But then I realized, I mean, if you look at the open interest, you have 700. It seems to be the highest one. 1,000 for a $300 call. But it didn't seem high enough for me. And one way you can tell is by switching between buying and selling. See that difference right there? So look at the $300 call. You can buy it, or you can sell it and receive 7,600 in credit, or you can buy it for 7,700. So that's the spread. You can either buy it for 7,700 or receive 7,600 in credit if you're selling this as a call. Now this spread becomes worse and worse and worse as it becomes less and less liquid. This difference becomes like a $100, $200 difference. But going back to the liquidity, so I started going back. I said, okay, where else how far back can I go? And also December, I was like, okay, 2,900, that seems pretty good. 7,800 on the $330 call, that seems cool. But then look at this one. Look at this. Look at the open interest on this specific call here. You have 17,000 contracts in open interest and a volume of 1,000. So right now, and look at the spread. You can buy it. You can buy it for 5,510, or you can sell it and receive 5,470. So that's only a 40-cent spread between those two. So for me, that's the reason I chose this contract, is because it goes as far out as I possibly could find, and the open interest was pretty extreme. So meaning that when it comes time to sell these contracts, it's going to be very, very easy, very, very quick to be able to sell it. And because the spread is tight, because the bid is high, I'm going to be receiving more bang for my buck when it comes time to sell. I'm not going to be giving up too much, when it comes time to actually sell. So yeah, thank you, Dallas, for the, for the comment. Yeah, that's why I chose the $330 call, and it's very bullish too. I mean, it's out of the money, so it reflects my bullishness with Tesla. So let's see, Rocket Lab. Let's see, we're at 700 shares, and Novix was up 2.9%. All right, let's look at the big portfolio now. So the big portfolio went up by $14,000 today. It was up 9.7% today. So this was a $147,000 portfolio. We're at 159 now. We're up 73% in the past 3 months, 143% year to date, 155% in the past year, and 89% all time, going back to August 2nd, 2021. Now you notice the buying power also went up. Buying power went up because I bought to close the TSLL cash secured puts. They were 70 to 80% in profit, so I decided to close them out, and I got all of that buying power back. And I reopened Innovix cash secured puts and Marathon cash secured puts. So this is the premium that I received. So I received around 1,500 on the Novix, and I received around 2,100 on the Marathon cash secured puts. But I am keeping as much buying power as possible because we don't know what the market can do, how wild it can swing. I want to be able to take advantage of any future dips while remaining mega long. Let's see. Yeah, here's the Tesla calls. I mean, today's return. Look at that. 4,800 on these two, 4,800 on the other two, plus 1,000 in the other one. I mean, we're talking about $10,000 just in Tesla. It's just insane. Here, I added more Rocket Lab calls. I added some calls going out for January of 2027 at a $5 strike and a $10 strike. So again, reflecting my very, very bullish conviction on Rocket Lab. Let's see. And here are the shares that I currently have. I sold 200 more shares of Palantir, I think last night or 2 nights ago. Can't remember. But yeah, I have 3,400 shares of Palantir, and I will continue trimming little by little. I think I might ultimately end up holding like maybe 3,000 shares by the end of the year, and I'll just continue loading up on Rocket Lab, and increasing that allocation in the portfolio. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, guys, I'm just feeling pretty ecstatic. Like yes, it was a pretty big bet, but because these calls went out to June of 2026, I ultimately have time on my side. So let's say Tesla did do well, the fundamentals were good, but Elon started talking about the election or something and then tanked the stock. I would have had time to just even double down on those calls or keep holding, and eventually I would have made that money back. But hey, it paid off, and here we are. So let's see. All right, so let's check the post from Twitter. Let's see what's going on here. Blah blah blah. Oh, I didn't expect the portfolio to pop this much because of Tesla. So this was this morning. Can I mute this? Wait. Oops, excuse me. I just want to put the last part. So yeah, it's a Lincoln Park, and I'm showing it, and it goes to switch it. Dude, that was a pretty wild move, wasn't it? It went like this morning. It went from 172,000. The moment the market opened, that was the literal jump. It went from 172, and it literally just changed to 186 grand in the blink of an eye. All those options got repriced in the morning. So it was a wild start to the day. So as soon as the day started, I was like, okay, time to take some profits off of the things that I've been, I had the plan. I had a plan in mind. I said, okay, time to close the cash secured puts. I closed them in profit, and I closed some of the calls. So I locked in the 6,500 in straight profits. Let's see. So here's what I received for selling cash secured puts on Marathon and Enovix. These are the two plays. And so I wasn't really active on Twitter today, just because I was pretty locked in trying to maximize the returns and making sure I took advantage of any big swings and stuff in my watch list. And that is something that I was actually using today. Is I was actually using I'll show you guys tomorrow. I'm gonna try to remember to talk about. I used kind of like the dip finder on Robinhood to I filtered out stocks by how far they are from their 52-week high or their 52-week low. And that's where I kind of realized, oh, dang, Marathon is still like in a dip, in a relative dip, year to date in the last 3 months. So it was a very great candidate for cash secured puts. I already knew Enovix was in a good range as well, so I sold puts on Enovix and Marathon, because the rest of the companies, Palantir, Rocket Lab, Tesla, they're not great candidates to sell cash secured puts on when they ran up this much. The premiums just don't justify the risk that you're taking if the stock just kind of goes through a slight pullback. So it's just better to focus on companies that are at support levels. But yeah, hopefully it's not too much info that I'm throwing at you guys, but or I hope I'm not like rambling at this point. So I'll just cut the video here. Thank you all for watching. Thank you guys for everyone who leaves comments. Midwest, shout out to you, man. Like I do appreciate the support. I appreciate all of you guys who leave comments and like the video and interact with me. So I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you guys had gains today as well. And I will see you guys tomorrow.